It's not a big deal. Like right now we know.
Yeah.
They have 63 for both women and men, so.
63% for both those individual matches. Yeah. And good morning, everybody, and welcome to beautiful Pickleball Virginia Beach and the DUPR Collegiate Virginia Super Regional. We have reached the semifinal round as we bring you into our live cast, we being John Laser alongside former collegiate great, now professional player Derek Crage. And Derek, we had a couple of surprises, not necessarily in overall match wins, but in some game outcomes throughout pool play yesterday and then a little bit this morning. But ultimately, I think we got the 4 teams that we may have expected coming in. And our first semifinal, of course, is a battle for North Carolina. It's UNC, University of North Carolina Tar Heels against NC State. Cam Meeks Wolfpack represented here at Pickleball Virginia Beach early. DUPR, 63% chance in both women's and men's doubles. The predictor, UNC certainly the higher seed coming in, but this is a more than capable NC State team as well.
Absolutely. These teams, they know each other well. Every semester they have their own regional tournament where they play each other. Virginia Tech and JMU do the same thing. So, you know, these players know each other. They definitely know what to look out for. But to note, NC State has a new girl. Her name is Evie, and she's very good. So that's something that NC State has this year that they didn't necessarily have last year. So it's not necessarily going to be a UNC blowout like many times in the past. I expect this to be a close game, you know, hoping for a dream breaker, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, of course, we were with you down at Port St. Lucie for the Florida Super Regional. Florida Atlantic University, the Owls took care of their business. We didn't even sniff a dream breaker, but we have that parity here in this Mid-Atlantic region in this DUPR Collegiate Series. Of course, you mentioned UVA. They will be featured in our second semifinal. They were the top overall seed coming out of pool play yesterday, and they will take on the aforementioned JMU Dukes, James Madison University, led by Captain Ryan Morneau. So we've got a phenomenal day of of pickleball set for you here on our center court at Pickleball Virginia Beach. What a festival it has been throughout the course of the days leading up here. We've got MILP happening just over to our right on an adjacent court. We've got MLP, the Challenger Series, over on Stadium Court here at Pickleball Virginia Beach. And, of course, this is all a lead-in to PPA, which you and your partner, Tim Cass, will be competing in the Pro Qualifier tomorrow. So just really a festival of pickleball down here on the shores, and we are certainly privileged, as always, to be a part of it. All right, mentioned Evie Kenna. Let's look at the rest of the competitors in women's doubles, which will get us started in semifinal number 1. For North Carolina came in as the top seed. They entered the quarterfinals this morning as the second seed. Sarah Carpenter, Faith Ilgner from Westchester, Pennsylvania. Sarah Carpenter is a player that everyone in this area knows very well. She's had success in open divisions, professional events, and certainly Faith Ilgner, the younger of the two players in this duo. But, Derek, we've been impressed with what we've seen from her thus far, too.
Absolutely. You mentioned Sarah, 2022 DUPR Nationals Championship. She won it with UNC, and last year, 2023, she was the runner-up. They lost to UVA. So a very experienced collegiate player, maybe one of the most well-known players. And then NC State, two pretty much brand new people. So this should be a very interesting matchup.
Yeah, NC State led me right to where I wanted to go. Lauren Hutchinson and Evie Kenna. As you're watching the warm-ups, that is Hutchinson in the white visor. Kenna of the English descent, originally from England, and now, of course, makes her residence in Raleigh. And Kenna, like you mentioned at the top of the broadcast or live cast here, Derek, really a phenomenal addition, strengthened and bolstered what was already a talented NC State team.
Yeah, they just lost a very good girl named Piper. She was about the level as Evie, and they got a better one, or just as good one back. So we'll see how that goes.
And we are just about to see how it goes as we look at the University of North Carolina against NC State. North Carolina State, it is the heels and the pack. Of course, this is a rivalry in all sports and now pickleball as well. Semifinal number 1. Let's take a look at the DUPR prediction for this match between Hutchinson and Kenna for NC State, Carpenter and Ilgner for UNC. There it is, 63% chance for the heels in this women's doubles match. But again, last week, Derek, we saw a lot of heavily skewed metrics where you had almost a 98% at times. And here we're already seeing it as we've looked at the predictive analysis, and we love this feature from DUPR as well, based upon, of course, the collective DUPR ratings of the competitors, of the players. And we see already that it's much more balanced. There are some heavy favorites at times, including in one of the mixed doubles matches that we'll have upcoming. But, again, a lot more parity.
Yeah, unlike Florida, Virginia, North Carolina, you have a lot of teams at a very similar level. They're all top of the nation, so we should see some very close matchups.
And an oopsie to get us started. Faith Ilgner did not wait for our head referee, Walt Hooker, to introduce the universities. Everyone champing at the bit to get going in this Virginia DUPR Collegiate Super Regional from Pickleball Virginia Beach. And now we are underway on the serve of Faith Ilgner. That is Ilgner in the all-black that serves. Her partner, Sarah Carpenter, wearing the Carolina blue. And the first point scored by NC State off the paddle of Evie Kenna, who will serve 1-0 for the pack.
And you can tell already from that first point, Evie's a very aggressive player. You'll see her take a majority of the court in women's doubles.
Evie, some excellent defense, but Carpenter not to be denied, and anyone who is lined up across from Sarah Carpenter knows that can be pretty relenting, and it is the 1-1. Allie was there for Kenna, but I think her eyes got a little too wide, 2-1.
And Faith, like you said, a new player to pickleball. It'll be interesting to see if she can stay within herself and really set up Sarah for finishing shots, which is what she's done so far.
Yeah, last 2 points is exactly what she's done. Kind of the shake, and then Carpenter provides the bake. Faith Ilgner, you mentioned, relative newcomer, 20 years of age, junior in Chapel Hill. And she says, listen, I can bake too.
That'll give them a 4-1 lead.
4-1 lead for North Carolina early. 20 years old, she's a business administration major. sports background in tennis and all paddle sports, including platform tennis, national finalist. Played on the club tennis team in North Carolina before picking up the pickleball paddle. Friendly tape and a nice roll here for the Heels. I'll tell you what, man, it is a little bit hot and humid here outside at Pickleball Virginia Beach today. Kind of having some flashbacks to our first ever performance production. That was a Crage Cast title. And again, this little mini run continues for North Carolina in an early 6-1 hole for Kenna and Hutchinson to attempt to fight out of. North Carolina loses that point, Derek, but I like the way that they're structuring points.
Yeah, you can tell NC State is targeting Faith right now, and she's taking it, and she's playing within herself, and I like that.
Unable to double it up, though. Kenna tried to get aggressive straight on towards Ilgner. 7-2. You can see Carpenter, I think, timing got a little off there, DK.
Yeah, and she yelled, "No, Sarah," after she hit it.
Looked like she hit it off the top of the paddle. Maybe got it out a little too quickly.
I can feel that pain.
Oh, yeah. I think every pickleball player can feel that pain. And here come the Wolfpack back to 4-7.
You spoke about the weather earlier. Just glad the hurricane didn't turn east and head to Virginia Beach.
Yeah,
or
no.
this tournament would have been canceled.
Yeah, I didn't want that to be a complaint. It has been beautiful. It was beautiful yesterday, a little breeze. It is beautiful today.
Great shot by Faith there.
Yeah, with Carpenter kind of in her eye line, she was able to maintain her concentration. 8-4 for Carolina. Getting us started in semifinal number one. We'll have both semis and the championship stacked back to back to back as Jacob Smith and Hunter Aino and the Duper crew. And the train's running on time per usual.
And that'll be UVA, their one team, versus JMU's one team. So that's a star-studded lineup coming up.
Really looking forward to that, just because we know all the players as we do in this matchup, save for Faith Ilgner, who's a relative newcomer. 9-5, Carolina trying to force the end change off the serve of Carpenter.
Good shot.
And a point away.
Ilgner's really impressed me so far in the match. I haven't seen much of UNC so far this tournament, but from what I can tell, she's definitely already getting better during the tournament itself.
And there is that end change as sails long on Kenna. So 11-5 will change ends. North Carolina, NC State women's doubles. Early advantage to the Heels.
What's your duper?
Go, babe. Go, girl. Come on.
11-5 for the Heels. Change of ends. It's Sarah Carpenter. With the serve for North Carolina. Carpenter playing that left side. And 12-5. Carolina had that early run, Derek, out to the 6-1 lead, and after North Carolina State had righted itself a little bit. Kenna on the step in.
Nice return by Ilgner.
Too much Sarah Carpenter.
You'll see that a lot this weekend. Sarah Carpenter, a very aggressive player.
Carpenter creeping in as unable to get that back. Hutchinson. Carolina rarity in this opening match. Back in a Carolina rarity in this opening match. Back in a defensive posture. 7-14.
Lucky bounce. Lucky miss hit.
Faith Ilgner with that aw shucks expression there after that shot. 15-7. Carpenter again with the serve.
Just deep.
Here, that's the most emotional reaction we've seen from Evie thus far in the match.
And I really want to see her do that a lot more. Just coming over, taking those middle balls, being aggressive with it.
And Ilgner again sprayed that one a little bit wide, and 3 consecutive points for North Carolina State to pull back to 10-15.
You might see the inexperience of Ilgner. Yep.
And there comes Hutchinson, right on cue from Derek Rage.
And when you're making a lot of mistakes, sometimes you just want to keep speeding up the ball. And
Taken by North Carolina. I just mentioned they had surged back out to, you don't want to call it ever a comfortable lead, because in rally scoring you can see how it flips. So we'll keep it here again at the Virginia DUPR Collegiate Super Regional, second of 5 consecutive Super Regionals that we'll present for you this weekend here at Pickleball Virginia Beach. And vibrant pickleball scene down here. Certainly I mentioned MILP, MLP, PPA. It's all coming to town here over the next week or so. And collegiate pickleball getting things started here over this weekend. Quarterfinals this morning at 8 o'clock, and came up with our first semifinal at 9:40. Again, Walt Hooker.
timeout will halt NC State's momentum. Looks like it won't.
It will not, and that was again and dink right there.
And just like I said about Kenna earlier, I want to see Carpenter start to take over the middle, put more. Nope.
And here come the North Carolina State Wolfpack, 13-15.
If I was Carpenter, I just tell Igner, you know, just dink the ball. You don't need to be anything fancy. I've noticed she sped up the last couple balls. And
Really like that from Carpenter. She kept, so again, Carpenter kind of driving a little bit and Ilgner reacting to 17-13.
that shake and bake might be a good strategy moving forward. Because Ilgner looks. Nope, that was in.
That actually caught the baseline there. Looked like it was going to be long off the paddle. Ilgner got the high ball, finished with a flurry, 19. Been in these moments before. Sarah Carpenter certainly 28-year-old, 60-year PhDs have some of those.
That's the formula right there.
And the fancy.
Sarah knows they really need a finish right here. They don't want many side outs.
2014 is our score. Ilgner with the serve. And that was a nifty transition roll from Carpenter to seal the deal. So the Tar Heels got out quickly. NC State had a surge in them, but too much UNC as North Carolina takes women's doubles to get us started in semifinal number 1. Men's doubles on deck from Pickleball Virginia Beach and the Virginia DUPR Collegiate Super Regional.
Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go.
John Laser, Derek Crage back with you. Semifinal number 1, North Carolina and NC State. North Carolina women prevail in women's doubles, and now you watch the warm-ups of our men's doubles competitors. It will be Ian Hutter and Matthew Nesbitt for North Carolina against Chase Brotman and Peter Glass for NC State. And as you're looking at your screen right now, you are looking at, in the black hat, Chase Brotman warming up now up to the kitchen line. Straight across from him, his partner Peter Glass. In the Carolina blue shirt, that's Ian Hutter. And in the darker shirt representing North Carolina, that's Matthew Nesbitt. And once again, DUPR sees this one 63% as it did for the women's doubles, favoring North Carolina.
Yeah, DUPR came true that last match, as we saw a lot in the Florida Regional. Just proving that DUPR's rating system is pretty accurate. And, you know, as we look forward, I think this match for both teams is very important. I think whoever wins this match will probably go on, or whoever wins this game will probably go on to win the match, because moving on, either team has a very favored mixed doubles. So for the first mixed doubles, it'll be Sarah and Matthew against Peter and Lauren, which UNC is very favored. And then after that, it'll be Ilgner and Hutter versus Broutman and Kinna, which NC State has very favored.